Welcome back. This is Goku Sun DBZ, of course, as always. Welcome back to Video Game News. This is for September the 21st. Enjoy the music in the background. I chose the theme music for the police station in Resident Evil 2. But anyways, with that said, first up, let's look at some news. First up, we had, of course, the Nintendo Direct Mini this week. A couple of days ago, we had some pretty big announcements at it. First up, two Monster Hunter games are coming to the Nintendo Switch. One of them definitely reminds me more of a game I have on the Wii U, that being Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, is what it reminds me gameplay aspect wise. And that is Monster Hunter Rise, the first of the two games that was announced. The other, I didn't know anything about the first game, but I definitely digging the art style, and I'm kind of curious to learn more about. The other one coming to Nintendo Switch is Monster Hunter Stories 3, Wings of Ruin. It definitely is definitely the one of the two games announced that has me most interested, because I can actually see myself very curious about maybe getting and picking it up for the Switch and trying it out. Also, we had the announcement and confirmation from Microsoft that Ori Will of the Wisps is coming to the Nintendo Switch, just like Ori and the Blind Forest, which I already have Will of the Wisps. In fact, you see right here, where my finger is pointing, that is the collector's edition of Will of the Wisps. Now, there is going to be a special collector's edition coming out for the Switch. It's going to include physical, both Ori games, double pack with a bunch of other extras. I haven't seen the normal price yet. Scalpers have it listed on eBay for like $300. Now, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be that expensive. Also, we have some new indie games that came to Nintendo Switch announced and now officially on the Switch. You have Hades, which does look like an interesting indie game for me personally. Also, we have Roland, or whatever you want to say, Factory 5. Also, a shooter Super Elite 4, or Sniper Elite 4, whatever. I personally don't care. I only play very selected first person games. But for people who like standard like shooters and stuff, it looks like a game you may enjoy. Also, we have a tactical style game but involving the mafia called Empire of Sin. We have also Fitness Boxing 2 confirmed. Also, a game that actually has my interest because I dig the art style. Mini Motor Racing X. It does look interesting. Also, of course, you had the launch of a WWE 2K Battlegrounds, or which I don't really care about one way or the other. I haven't played a wrestling game in a while. Also, we have here's some of the games I chose to talk about quickly in a new PSN sale going on. Double discounts. It is going to be going on until September the 30th, so you still have several days left to take advantage of this sale. Here's a couple of the things I wrote down. The definitive edition of Shadow of the Tomb Raider is $17.99. Not bad. You also have Major or MLB, The Show 20 for $23.99. Red Dead Redemption 2 for $26.39. Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, which of course includes all the DLC in one package, for $35.99, which is actually a really good deal. You have World War Z is on sale for $10.19. Not too bad. Interesting price. Also, we have The Outer Worlds is on sale for $29.99. Pretty good deal, half off. Spyro Reignite Trilogy is on sale for $19.99. Here's a game I actually recommend people check out, Greedfall. It is on sale for $16.99. Metro Exodus is on sale for $15.99. Knack 2 is on sale for $5.99. Yakuza Kiwami is on sale for $9.99. The Ghostbusters game, which was re-released, is on sale for $11.99. Pretty good deal. And the last of the sale I'm going to mention is Dead Island Definitive Edition for $5.99, which is a really good deal. Here's a couple of games, and then we'll get to the rest of the news. Spelunky 2, interesting looking indie game. So far, I've only seen scores on Metacritic for the PS4 and PC versions. PS4 version has an 89%, which is very good, and the PC version has a 91%. So Spelunky 2, doing very good with the critics. Next, we have, of course, the hugely, game that was released back on Tuesday last week. We have Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Its critics score is 83%. I'm assuming the critics probably wanted more stuff in it, but to me, the asking price alone is worth the price, because this is the first time since the GameCube we've actually gotten a physical release for Sunshine, which in my opinion is easily one of probably the top 2 most underrated Mario games. Also, Hades has a score out. Hades got a 91% on PC, and on the Nintendo Switch, Hades got a 94%, so that is definitely impressive. So far, only PC version of this has shown critic scores so far. Crysis Remastered, which of course is a big shooter from the past generation. It has a 73% among critics for PC. Next, we have Xbox is spending a lot of money on something that isn't an acquisition. And that is, it's claimed apparently to try to get more rights to more third-party games to come on to Game Pass, to increase the library of Game Pass, and specifically to get more games on for Game Pass for the Series X. Now, that is a smart tactic. They're not going to be able to match Sony when it comes to exclusives. Sony has become pretty much about as big as Nintendo when it comes to exclusive franchises. And that's not changing anytime soon. Also, Apple's new role for gaming series, xCloud, or Stadia are a joke. It's a very in-depth article. If you're at all curious about in-depth on this specific story, you can find it on GameSpot.com. GameSpot is one of the main sources I get a lot of my gaming news from. Is GameSpot, Game Informer are definitely 2 of the top 3. I trust them a lot more than I do Kotaku or IGN. That's for sure. Also, we have games because of Epic and Apple's. Well, it says here, Fortnite is splitting into 2 different games because of Epic and Apple's fight. Interesting little story. Headline. Also, Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 remastered or remake collection has already sold in just its first week or so in release, has already sold 1 million copies. I'm not at all surprised because the Tony Hawk series is pretty big, to say the least. Next, xCloud launches with more than 150 games. So, if you're at all thinking about getting xCloud for Android operating system, which of course it has been released overall, so it's going head-to-head with Stadia. We'll see how that ends up turning out. But given you're starting out with like 150 games, that's pretty impressive. Also, Borderlands 3 announces next-gen support at PAX. So there's something big. And if you, by chance, don't know about PAX, PAX is basically the E3 for Europe. More or less is the best way to state it. Also, we have Panzer Dragoon Remake is coming to PC and is coming to the PlayStation 4. No announcement for Xbox One though. But that's huge news. I've already played the remake on the Switch, and if I can get this ported onto the PS4, play on PS4, I will do a full recorded playthrough of it for my YouTube channel. So that's definitely awesome. Also, we have Knights of the Old Republic. Darth Nihilus is getting a special figure. It is going to be exclusively only at GameStop, which I am not one bit surprised. Why am I not one bit surprised? Because GameStop is becoming known for doing these, like special exclusives. And yeah, this is Revan, of course, from also Old Republic. But to be honest, the quality and stuff of actually these special limited edition figures from GameStop are actually pretty good quality. I recommend it. So far, I've had good luck with the quality of their stuff, so I'm definitely going to be pre-ordering the Darth Nihilus one. Also, No More Heroes 3 is delayed until 2021. I'm sure there's a lot of Switch players that were looking forward to it that unfortunately now we'll just have to wait. Many things are getting pushed back, but you kind of have to expect it given the whole situation right now. Also, we have Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory pre-orders are available now on Amazon, GameStop, and a few other places. Also, here is the big thing from the, I decided to save the biggest thing for last. The PS5 showcase this past week. I was originally planning on saving up and waiting about a year or so and get the Series S model or Series X, because a few specific games caught my eye, but after this PS5 showcase, I'll admit now, it's pretty much got me indefinitely now instead saving up and getting the PS5. So this was pretty big to catch my eye. Here's some of the things. The first up thing, Deathloop. Two birds, one stone. Deathloop, of course, got a lot more gameplay of it. I'm 50-50 with the Deathloop game. It looks interesting, but I don't see myself playing it because I'm not big on like multiplayer type games and stuff like that that uses more online. Though it looks like there will be probably a single player story and stuff, but still, just really doesn't catch my eye overall. Also, we have, of course, the announcement confirmation that Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition is coming out. This version of the game is going to have a special, like, much more extreme difficulty mode. So if you like good challenges and stuff, you may like the special edition with the higher difficulty mode being added, plus the fact you'll be able to play with Virgil in the game, which is definitely awesome. And also, it's going to be available digitally on launch day for the PS5. So that's good to have a game like that available at launch. Sadly, physical will begin release a little bit later on. And supposedly they're also going to offer like a DLC update thing of this content also on the PS4 later on. And probably a physical release of the special edition. I already have Devil May Cry 5, of course, as you know, since I already did a playthrough. So I'll probably just be waiting for the DLC and just buy that because it's cheaper. It makes more sense to me. Also, we have more look at gameplay and stuff of the new Oddworld game. Soulstorm, which actually does intrigue me because this is a veteran fan of the Oddworld series. I started playing Oddworld with its second game. Oddworld Abe's Exodus is probably my personal favorite. Though Oddworld Abe's Odyssey is still pretty good. Though I would say outside of those, my favorite is probably Stranger's Wrath, personally. It's good, plus Muncher's Odyssey isn't that bad either. Munch's Odyssey, however you want to pronunciate it. But with that said, also we gotta look at some gameplay from the new campaign from the new Call of Duty, or COD, as people have started calling it. Um, Black Ops, Cold War. Personally, I don't care because I'm not a fan of Call of Duty, never have been. Outside of, I admit, I enjoyed the campaign in Infinite Warfare. I actually liked that, but otherwise, I don't really care about the COD or Call of Duty series. In all honesty, um, but I understand a lot of people like it. We got a little bit more look of storytelling and stuff from Resident Evil 8 Village, which actually intrigues me definitely, especially the way they did that art style with the moment like woman telling a story about mother and child and stuff. A lot of people were saying it reminded them of Coraline. For me, it had more of a feel of the storytelling aspect they showed from storytelling about was it the three, of course, most powerful objects in the Harry Potter universe in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1 and 2, when they showed specifically in Deathly Hallows Part 1, when Hermione Granger is talking a little bit about the story and stuff, and it shows like flashes of art style, and that's what it reminds me of in the Resident Evil 8 trailer. Yeah, it's kind of similar to Coraline. I get where people are coming from, but for me, it reminds me more of that little clip and stuff from the movie Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. But that's just me. It's going to remind different people of different things, but I can definitely see why people would think of Tim Burton from the way the art style and stuff was done. Also, we have Spider-Man Miles Morales. We got to see a little bit of a trailer and stuff story-wise, and we got to see full-on gameplay. It's gonna be very similar to Spider-Man regular, with an interesting new flair and take to some of the combat. I definitely like the looks of it, and it is good that it is launch title. That is definitely going to be a game I feel that's going to sell consoles, is Miles Morales. That is if you can get a console on launch day. Good luck with that one. Luckily, I wait usually about 1 to 2 years down the road for maybe like a small price drop to the console, and also to where I can maybe get a bundle with a game included. That's how I usually am with consoles. I usually wait and be patient. Plus, wait for all the glitches and issues to be worked out in the console, especially Xbox's history. Um, Also, we had a look at a new Five Nights at Freddy's game. It looks like graphically it's definitely gone up big time in quality, but we only got to see really the stages and stuff. The environment didn't really see anything other than that. But it does look that they're trying to reinvent, it looks like, the art style and direction and everything, and maybe also gameplay of Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, if it ends up in like a first person viewpoint type game from Five Nights at Freddy's with completely different from the mobile games, I actually may look into this new Five Nights at Freddy's. Also, we gotta look at Fortnite using Unreal 4 engine. Whoopie doo. As you know, I'm really not a fan of Fortnite at all. Never have been, never will be. It's just not my cup of tea, as the saying goes. Also, we have, of course, before I mention the last couple of games, we finally got the price announcement, obviously. That being the announcement that the digital model Xbox or the digital model PS5 is going to be $399, and that the regular hard drive model is going to be $499. So the same price as the Series X. Not actually surprised at all, and I'm not surprised the digital is more expensive because it's using the exact same stats and teraflops and everything that the regular one with the drive is going to use. So it's no surprise it's $100 more than the Series S all digital because it has a definite downgrade in overall power, where this is going to be exact equal to the regular. So that's no surprise at all to me, money wise. Also, we got a big start the first look at the new Final Fantasy 16 Awakening. It definitely looks interesting, and the art style and stuff definitely gives you more of, at least in my opinion, it gives you a bit of a Final Fantasy 14, but it's definitely some of the facial designs and art style reminds me very much of Final Fantasy 12, specifically. And looking at the combat, definitely looks like reminds me of definitely very similar to that of Final Fantasy 15 combat, though even maybe a little bit of the combat reminds me a bit of actually Kingdom Hearts 3, but that's no surprise because Nomura is involved. And also we have second, was a big awesome thing revealed to me from Warner Brother Games. Hogwarts Legacy, a action RPG, it looks like, style game. Hopefully not an MMO, since I don't like multiplayer online stuff. Though, we'll see. But it takes place in the late 1800s, so it's going to take place more than 100 years before the birth of Voldemort. So that's going to be, well, maybe not quite that far, but the point is it's going to take place decades before even Fantastic Beasts, which is definitely awesome. So we could see actually a very young Dumbledore, because Dumbledore was like 150 or so years old, if I remember correctly. So it's definitely awesome looking. I definitely dig the fact it takes place in a different timeline, and I'm really liking the art style and everything. And also, it has me even more interested because some of the people who worked on this Hogwarts Legacy game are some of the same people that worked on another game you may have heard of, Shadows of Mordor, also from Warner Brother Games, of course. Last but not least, the biggest announcement for me personally was the reveal teaser at the end of the showcase after the price reveal and everything, and they revealed in the works from Santa Monica Studios God of War Ragnarok, which really has my interest, and I'm very curious to see how they're going to go about things with Ragnarok and the story aspects. But I really liked that scene at the very end of the God of War game where it shows Thor appear. So I'm definitely looking forward to see how things play out. Of course, the World Serpent is a key element into the storytelling and aspect of Ragnarok. I'm just going to get ready to cut that up because, as a fan of theology studies, religious studies, I actually really like Scandinavian lore, and in general, I just love mythology. But I'll get ready to cut that up. Hope you enjoyed this. A little bit longer than average. I was expecting episode of Video Game News, but I'll see you all next time, and stay safe out there. And hopefully you enjoyed the Resident Evil 2 music in the background.